sometimes you look on social media and you see successful people and you think this happens overnight, and it never does.
Hey guys, welcome to Millionaire Brand Creation. I'm your host, Michael Banovac, and I'm very, very excited to have a friend of mine, Marta Walsh, on. Marta is a real estate agent with Russ Lyons Sotheby. She currently has, probably 8 figures worth of listings, as well as closed over 150 transactions minimum to date in her career. And she's been a real estate agent in Paradise Valley and Scottsdale for over a decade. So I wanted to pick her brain, see what kind of success story she had, and then more importantly, introduce you to another wonderful person in our network. Marta, thank you so much for coming on.
Well, thank you so much. What a great introduction. You've done your research. Thank you so much. It means a lot.
Yeah, tell us a little bit about your childhood and what kind of got you acclimated to becoming a businesswoman.
Oh, I guess my accent is I'm from somewhere else. I was born in former Soviet Georgia, which is, a lot of people don't know exactly where it is, but it's by Russia. And my parents then immigrated to New York, and when I was in my teens. And the passion for business and for being an independent woman kind of comes from my mom. She always encouraged me to be my own person and not to rely on anybody else. And I think since I remember myself, since I was a little kid, since I remember myself, I kind of felt I was destined for big things. I just had a feeling that there's something out there in the world that I want to do, and I had this fire all of my life, I think, since I was a little girl. When I moved to New York, it was tough, because I was a teenager and I didn't know anyone. I got myself into NYU, New York University, and I went to their business school. I have a degree in finance and marketing. Yeah, I think there was a class when I was in NYU that I really, really loved. It was international business. And there, I think that the spark from entrepreneurship and kind of got in my brain, because we used to have like case studies of, for example, how the Gillette, the razor company started, how La Quinta, the hotels chain, I used to glue to these sort of business cases, and I was like, I want to do something like that one day. I want to create something of my own. And long story short, I graduated from there, and I got into I got on Wall Street. So I became the market maker on the exchange. Cool. So I had like 40 stocks that I used to manage. I used to make markets, manage the London account. I used to trade the London account. So that was a great experience. That was just was my, because I was came from school, and I was very young, by the way.
How old were you at this time?
When I started, I was just turned 24. I was on Wall Street. Yeah. And, you kind of went to school, and it's kind of somewhat easy. And then you get there the first day, everybody's tough. And that's where I kind of learned, to work under pressure and to be tough, really. One of the very few women on the floor as well. So that was kind of challenging, but it was good. I did well. And I was in New York. I never heard of Phoenix before. I was all about Miami, because New Yorkers love to go down to Miami and everything, all that. So yeah, like if you stopped me on the street and you told me, in 20 years you're going to be living in Scottsdale, Arizona, and you'd be selling real estate, I'd be like, I would think they're crazy.
What got you out to Arizona? What was the catalyst that brought you out here?
Marta Walsh, my husband. Basically, I was in New York, and I met my husband on a plane on the way coming back from Miami. I came here in 2003, I believe, and I thought, and I remember going back to New York, and I was looking back, and I was like, wow, that was a beautiful place, and I didn't think that I'm gonna live here or anything. We decided to come here for 3 months, And if we don't like it, we go back to where we come from. And we just fell in love with this place, and we never looked back.
How did you get your business off the ground? I mean, obviously you have a business background working on Wall Street, going to NYU, but a lot of people watching this show are real estate agents or entrepreneurs, and they're curious, how do you get to where you are in business, right? Can you tell us a little bit about the infancy stages of you becoming a real estate agent and your success?
Absolutely. When I decided to go into real estate, I really knew, I had a clear vision of what I wanted. I wanted to sell the finest, the most luxurious homes in town, and I picked a luxury brokerage. And it was just like, at the beginning, it was just sitting open houses a lot, kind of hard work, really, like at the beginning, But finally, in love, I had it easy when I started, to be fair. I got my license. It was a week or so. And I did, while I was doing my license, I did a video of introducing myself, and I put it online. He said, "Hey, I'm Marta Walsh, and I'm a luxury agent, in Scottsdale, and I love to work with you, etc." And someone saw my video, literally. And one day I'm getting a call. This nice lady, and she goes, "Hi, I'd like to list my house with you." And I was like, "Oh, okay, sure. Yeah, of course I'm going." But I was, I was so green, and I couldn't believe it. He said, "Yeah, my husband and I saw your video, and we decided that you're the realtor we want to work with." I was like, "Great."
Perfect.
So anyways, that one I co-listed with someone else because I was new, and we ended up selling that house in 7 days, and I ended up buying a condo for them. It was just, I had an amazing start.
What was that price point for your first sale?
It was 850, and that was 13 years ago. And back then it was kind of
That's
okay.
A lot. Yeah.
And then I said to myself, you know what? This is great. I'm gonna get a lot of calls from this video. I'll be honest with you, it's been 13 years and I've not got another call. So I realized I have to go there on the field, and do things. And I had breaks, through open house. I met golden clients. I'm very, very consistent in that sense. I'm with the same brokerage for a long time. And I think it's easy for some people to, when they trying to make something happen, maybe business, they trying to climb that peak, for example. And when it's hard and things don't go fast, or you're not being patient, you start looking on the other pick and you say, "Oh, maybe I should do that pick." But I don't do that. I just try to be good in one thing and see where it takes me, kind of thing.
So for younger people, or people looking to kind of hit the reset button in the business today, obviously it's a lot more difficult with interest rates where they are. Inventory starting to climb, right? There's a plateau in the current market, almost a clog in the luxury market and other markets. What do you recommend that they do to cultivate more business and become more successful?
Every day, do something that takes you towards where you need to be, whether you need to network with other agents, trying to help them out and learn, and to sit open houses for them, and just do the work and be patient. Really, it's hard for many people. That's the difficult part. A lot of people want. I don't know if a lot of people do, but sometimes you look on social media and you see successful people and you think this happens overnight, and it never does. Just stay consistent and be confident. I believe be confident is a key. I think you gotta be confident. When you're starting out, it's hard because they scared that there's the known agents in town, right? And they say, "Oh, everybody want to list their house with such and such." I can never compete with that. Don't ever think that, because whatever made them successful is their path, and you have your own talent that you have. And I'm not saying maybe to compare, are you better or worse? It's just you are as good, and you put your own mark and you be successful. I think confidence is the key. I think it's to everything, believing in yourself and thinking that you can do it.
And putting in the work, right? So, I mean, the irony is the statistics is this. I was asking someone the other day, there's a lot of young kids want to become billionaires. That's the new buzzword, right? And I said, do you know any billionaires that are real estate agents, Marta?
Yes, actually, there's one in Beverly Hills. Forgot his name. It's Rappaport or something. There's one guy actually.
There's one. Oh my goodness.
No, you better believe it. I'll find it. It's
Yes.
it's a Beverly Hills company, and it's a partnership. I forgot the name. I think one of them is Rappaport, and he is actually a billionaire. I think he's the son of some kind of attorney, a celebrity attorney, and he's selling things in Malibu. And he saw, I think, Ryan Seacrest's house or something. Yeah, he's a billionaire.
Well, that's
So,
good. That gives us
hey,
hope,
you know,
because I haven't met
you've
one
never met.
billionaire real estate agent, not a billionaire real estate agent. I've met 12 billionaires in my life, and none of them are real estate agents.
Yeah, you know, but maybe I don't know. I guess if you know, depends what level you take your business. You know,
That's the thing,
you
right?
know,
And it,
sometimes you know.
yeah. And if you were to do it all over again, right? If you were to start from scratch, what do you think you would have done differently or done to be more successful sooner than you were?
Nothing different. I very happy with the path and that I took in my journey. My confidence, I believe, and like I said again, the hard work and to get the business is a whole different ball game where you need to know how to connect with your clients and everything. And
Yep.
I'm kind of naturally, I think I'm good with that. And you know, I wouldn't change it a thing.
How do you connect with your clients? What are some of the things that you do that really cultivate those relationships for life?
I always have my clients' best interests. I represent them, and it's all about listening to them and knowing what they want and do all I can to get them what they want. And I with confidence, and oftentimes we take quite challenging listings that, you know, everybody wants an easy listing that sells really fast, right? Yeah.
Right.
You know, but actually no, I'm up for the challenge. You know, if there's a listing that is difficult with the belief, and you know, I can get it done, you know. So that's what's been kind of resonate with my clients. And then, you know, I'm kind of very real with my clients, and a lot of them became my friends. So I think people appreciate that you really a real person, and you know, no scripts, just be yourself, and like, and be open. And there is no box. You say think outside the box. There is no box. Just be yourself and be authentic, and no scripts. Be real. You know, consumers don't like that you put them on the systems and stuff like that.
Mm.
They
How do you
don't like that. I maybe some do. I know the ones I make. They
They
don't
don't
like.
like that, yeah. Now,
Yeah.
what are the things that you do on a daily basis to cultivate more business and or serve the clients you already have?
Like to stay in touch with them, whether there's something, you know, I'll give them a call or I email them any news that I can think that they find valuable, like anything happening in their neighborhood, or just to say hi.
And how do you do that? Via phone call, text message? Do you email them? How do you do
All
that?
of the above. All of the
All
above.
the above.
All
Yeah.
of the above. Yeah.
And how often do you stay in contact with them? Every 2 weeks, every month, every 60 days?
Again, I'm not a very regimented person in this in
Mm.
that way. I guess I just do as it comes, you know. Yeah.
And is a lot of the business that you sell referral business from people in the past, or do you get new clients via open houses, or what's the best way that you would recommend newer agents attain more clients?
Obviously, the open eyes was the start. So like, what came first, the chicken or the egg? I started with open eyes, doing good work. You get the referrals, and you get new business from that, and it snowballs.
How long have you been in the industry? 15 years?
13 years.
13 years. That's
13
great.
years.
And in that course, you've sold what, in excess of 150 million in real estate?
About that, yeah.
Do you have any kids currently?
Yes, I do. I have two
Uh,
boys.
Two boys.
My name is Jake and Kieran, and they are teenagers, 17 and 15, and they are amazing golfers.
So they're teenagers, they're going off to college here shortly. If you could give them both one piece of advice, what would that be and why?
You can be anything you want to be. That's what I would tell them. And be good, be a good person. Those are the two things that I would tell them. Though, yeah, going back to my kids, you know, they play golf. They're quite good golfers, and one of them even he came fifth in the world, my youngest.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So I really like the game of golf. I don't tell anyone I can't tee off. I mean, I can putt, but I cannot do the swing. I don't have a swing. I can play tennis, but not the swing. I just find the game of golf fascinating. And
Yeah.
it's very much to me like a game of life. It really, and game of real estate. I think I see a lot of sort of similarities with that in real estate, like in the sense that when you're a golfer, you're as good as your own score, right? And you know, it's nice that you go out and you play with your competitors and everything, and you get along. But at the end of the day, it's a solo game. It really is, and it's as good as your own score, and you can look at what any what your competitors are scoring or doing, or so it's kind of very much like that for me.
I think the biggest mistake people make is the comparison game, right? Oh, this person's younger, they're more successful than me, or this person is, doing more business than me, or this person has it easy, or this person was given opportunities that I weren't given. I think once you start going down that rabbit hole, you lose. Can you touch upon that?
Absolutely. I believe that every person, each of us has their own talent. And just because someone is successful, first of all, in one thing doesn't make them successful at all things. I tell you, they can be successful at marketing, but not as good at other things in life. That's one talent that they have. So people, sometimes they focus on one thing and they idolize that person, and they get this sort of star thing, and they say, oh, I could never be that. You have everyone is that you have your own talent. You're as good as everybody, as them, and you can find what is yours, what you're good at, and be yourself.
When you were a little girl growing up and living in New York and getting into the workspace, going to NYU, your parents, did they play a big role in your life?
My parents are really amazing. My parents love me. So that's the thing that is the most thing that I think resonate with me as a person, that you feel loved, and it's really nice feeling that they always supported me. And my dad, I kind of was kind of inspiration for me, because he came from Russia and he came to New York City, one of the toughest cities in the world, and he opens a shop on Canal Street. Hardly speaks English. I mean, he does it, And at the time I was in NYU, and I said to myself, well, if my dad, who doesn't speak English, open a store and be gutsy and do things, like, what can I do where I'm educated and I somewhat can speak English, So he really inspired me a lot. My dad was amazing. And also my mom. My mom they're both really amazing people.
What was the big takeaway you learned from them, if you could summarize it in a sentence or two?
My parents taught me how to be a good person, number one. Do something with your life, set a role model to others, if it's my kid or the community, and just strive for greatness. That's what I got from my parents.
Well, Marta, we really appreciate you taking the time. I mean, if you could summarize what we talked about today and give one piece of advice to, the hundreds or even possibly thousands of people going to watch this, what would it be and why?
I think my biggest thing, and I think a lot of people struggle, and I think that's what kind of maybe sets people apart, is their fear, and the fear to be yourself. And I think the people who are most successful, in my opinion, are the people who are not afraid to be themselves. In fact, being themselves is what makes them successful. I think try not to be fearful. I have a quote that I can give you, if that's okay. Yeah, 1 second. Braver than you believe, stronger than you seem, and smarter than you think. And Winnie the Pooh.
I love that. Winnie the Pooh. There you go.
Just relax, just be. Yeah. That's where my biggest, be yourself. Don't be afraid.
I love that. Don't be afraid to be yourself. No. Where can they follow you? Where can they get a hold of you? Where can they get to know you a little better? What's the best way to get in contact with you?
On Instagram, Marta Walsh, and Facebook, but mostly Instagram. They can find me. Wonderful. Or call me.
Do you want to give your phone number, or do you want to put it on the on the comments?
Put it in there. Yeah, I'll tell you, if someone wants to find me, they'll know how.
I like that.
That's what I think. Yeah.
Well, thank you so much for taking the time today. We really appreciate it. And I think we got a lot from it. We all could hope to live a story like yours and be more successful. So thank you again.
You're very welcome. And thank you for having me.